Oh yeah, we did cut out there for a
Because
few
of this?
minutes. Yeah.
There's some whales over here.
Yeah.
Kind of fighting this current too, eh?
Oh yeah, it's crazy how strong it is.
Yeah. Yeah, you could see it as soon as you left that the bay there. Oh, right in front of us.
Oh yeah.
There's a mum with a calf.
That was cool seeing the calf. I was pumped when I seen that because then it made you really think like, oh, they're comfortable. I don't know. Do you guys? It probably must have helped too, just having one person, opposed to like a whole bunch of people in the water. Does that help them out with not being sketched out?
We don't often have one person in the water.
That's what I mean, though. Like, what
So
maybe what part of the reason they were so comfortable was just
Could be. I mean, it's
They-
less variables,
they
right?
weren't having to like look around and see what everybody's doing. It's just one black blob floating in the water.
yeah. I mean, we don't have many scenarios where we would be able to compare that,
Yeah,
right? Because we would have a boat full of snorkelers, and only if for some reason one person felt more comfortable to go in, or
yeah,
the other people maybe are tired or whatever.
yeah,
So that would be the only scenario where we'd have one snorkeler.
yeah.
So-
And I think towing behind was the ticket there too. Like,
Yeah, with those whales in particular,
Yeah,
yeah.
that worked
But
out
also, just because they had been following us trolling so
Yeah.
much. But yeah, that's always different too, because we'll often get people just a free float.
Yeah.
So just kind of, and we'll circle around them with the
Yeah.
Zodiac. So not always just drifting behind the boat, but depending on the scenario, yeah.
yeah, I think for just being lucky to get out, out of the whole summer finally to pick this day, and then to be out on the water, and then just to come across that group of whales, like it was all just a lottery basically.
Yeah,
And yeah.
yeah,
hit
and
the
snorkeling
jackpot.
very much is like a combination of variables.
Yeah.
Yeah, with weather and visibility. And then it has to be weather like a couple days prior to
Yeah.
that affects the visibility, the wind. Yeah, and then those whales.
So that was just
So-
a jackpot, like playing
Yeah.
the lottery and winning the jackpot. So, oh, it's so nuts. Yeah, we're still waiting to go back live.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what, how'd you like on the boat?
How do you mean?
Like running the boat with the form
good.
and stuff, yeah, it's different, Like trying to talk to people. And
yeah,
then,
but
like,
at least I got to talk to people.
Yeah,
Because it was like, oh my god, I'm having the I was trying to describe it like I'm so lucky that I have a camera on this boat because I want to share this experience with so many people instead of being like there was a point right at the beginning where I plopped you in the water and I guess we had lost like because we were drifting this way
Yeah.
north and we had lost the internet connection. So I quickly
this
looked
is-
on the forum thing there and it said, oh, could you move more upstream? And I was like, you're in the water and they're touching your feet. So I was just like, that's where I had, I was radioing Remy and I was like, you have to get a load of this
Yeah.
because I don't know if anybody can see this. So I was just over and over on the microphone like, is anybody out there? Is anybody actually watching this? Because, yeah.
I know, I wasn't even, I guess at first I was thinking, I wonder what this looks like on the boat. Because, like, it was just mayhem underneath me. Like, it was just craziness. And I was like, they gotta, I wonder, because the water at first for sure was nice and clear. So I'm guessing you could see the silhouettes, right? Like the whales all
Yeah,
around.
we can see pretty well.
Yeah.
But then you can always see further down than
Yeah.
we can. So that's why I have that signal that like this means that there's whales.
Yeah,
Because I might not see any at the surface, but there might be beneath you.
yeah.
And then I'll be like, oh, there's no whales, let's leave. And if you go like this, then I'm like, okay, there's whales, let's stay.
Yeah. No, that was, at first too, and in your brain, you get the brain freeze, like all above your mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But you end up being pretty warm, I guess.
yeah, No, it turned out really well. Like even it's just mainly your extremities, right, that start to get cold, and with the whales pressing up against it, it was like getting constant flushes of cold water in my suit.
That's hilarious because that's not something we're aware of.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You know. Like.
And then when I got out of the first time when I pulled up to get out of the water, and then when you're like they're back, I just felt all the warm water shoot down to my legs. Like it felt so nice. And then when I got back in, I was good again. And then once they start pushing you again, you're getting these flushes of cold water once again. But you just try to do the old mind over matter thing.
That's what I expected. I kind of said, well, you're pretty tough, so you're going to ride it out as long as you can, and then either the whales are going to leave or you're going to give in. So.
Same thing with, usually same with scuba diving for whatever reason. Every time I go diving, when you get off, you have to go pee, like every time. And that's what was happening
just
there too.
Around water.
And it just kept pressing up on my bladder. The one, he's like pressing up on my stomach, and I was like, oh man, like, push anywhere else but there, please. So yeah, I'm gonna propose an idea to explore and to PBI, and maybe next year we could just have someone driving the boat, and then I'll just spend the whole season getting towed behind in my wetsuit. I prefer it out there. That was awesome.
Yeah, people were really nice online. They were like, how's he going to go back to driving the boat after this?
Oh.
Like, wait, when's your turn to go in the water?
Yeah.
I was like,
well, I'm thinking now, it's like, so that's what's out there. I was like, that's what's going on out there.
Yeah, and also you have such a better idea. Like, snorkeling can be good, but then when you have the best conditions, it can be just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Right? Like, but again, everything has to kind of come together.
Yeah.
Because it is pretty tricky, and there's so many variables we can't. Well, all of the variables we can't control.
Yeah, most
with
of them.
wind and visibility and weather and whales. But to some extent, you can use like math to kind of figure out which is going to be the best combination.
Yeah, where to go, where to take the boat. Obviously, we were limited with that too. So we were lucky. I think it was just
totally lucky. Because the visibility in the river's been so bad. Yeah. But like getting as far north as we can, and it's a fun challenge for me to be like, okay, using the elements that we have, and then
it's a little different, eh?
Yeah.
But at least like the good thing too, because it would have been different if the whales were just doing their normal thing and they're under the water and they're kind of checking you out, because then it wouldn't have been, with the conditions and the water not being very clear, not as exciting for people at home. Like I probably still would have had a good time, but that worked out perfect. Them all just being so, interacting.
Like that was by far an exceptional snorkel trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that was the best snorkel trip of the year for me.
Yeah.
And I've had great conditions, great visibility, but not that kind of closeness.
Yeah.
Like
I need to figure out how I can get back in the water next year.
Yeah, you're starting to scheme. You have all winter to think about it.
Like more than once too.
But like even this time of year, like when Hayley did it last year, it was I think the first week of September, and the whales were already starting to leave. So they like you did have a lot of whales there, but what was more important is the quality of the whales that you had, right? Like. Yeah. And there didn't have to be thousands of whales still in this area for you to have had that experience.
Oh, no, exactly.
So
they're big ones too, man. Like when you can see them so up and close, and like when they're cruising by you, and they're literally 6 inches from your face, and you're just seeing all the detail.
Well, you're 5'9", you said, right?
6'1".
You're 6'1". Okay, sorry. Yeah, because I was trying to I don't know how tall. Like I think he's about 5'9". And then look how much bigger the whale is, using you as a measure of scale.
Yeah. I know, because I was looking at them, and the ones that roll over and those huge rails on their belly, like massive.
Yeah, just muscles.
Oh, and I seen a whole bunch of capelin.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I've seen it twice. All of a sudden we were trolling along, and then all of a sudden just a whole ton of little like slivers whipped.
Did the whales react when that happened? Okay.
No, but I've seen it twice there, and a lot of jellyfish.
Yeah.
Seen lots of those
there are
too.
lots of there's a surprisingly large amount of jellyfish. Like every time people get in the water, they're like, I couldn't believe how many jellyfish there were. And whether that's in the bay, mostly in the bay, and now it's high tide, so in the river more. But you don't, when you're just on the boat, you have no idea.
Yeah. No,
and
I know
then,
we see the odd one, like when we got them on our pictures the other day, and that was like the first time I was made aware of them. So then now we've seen like 2 since then.
There's a few different types too, yeah. But did you see lots of jellyfish?
Dark ones, like they look darker, I guess, and then the clear ones that we were getting photos of. But yeah, there's quite a few. You just see them kind of cruising by as you're in the water. And everybody said, yeah, you did an awesome job.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, so no, I appreciate it too. Like that was, to give me the opportunity to do it. Yeah, no, I really
so
appreciate it. Oh, Phyllis is saying my sister's gonna envy me. Oh yeah,
Who's
I'll
that?
rub this one in her face. Phyllis on the message board. I've talked about my sister and I. We don't compete really. It's just we compare, I guess.
Okay.
And she's done some phenomenal trips around the world, like done diving in all kinds of places, and she's got really crazy stories. So we go back and forth all the time, and I'll be sure to make her aware of what happened here today. I'm sure she'll be coming to Churchill next year too then. And Jurgen, just commented, we'll for sure keep an eye on the message board to see those videos. I'll be super pumped to check those out and to watch them. So no, I hope everybody had a good time at home too. Like that was Hans asking how powerful did they seem.
Oh yeah, that was a good question.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't imagine that they were really showing you their strength. Either,
No,
right?
I don't think so. Like they're just pushing. Like so I don't know how sensitive their melon is. Like I know it's really pliable. I didn't get I just read that in books. I didn't feel it or nothing aside from them pushing on me. But I don't imagine they could exert too much force. And they had like one of them had on his neck. You could manipulate the shape. Like I don't know if that's included in their melon. But
On
it was
his
like
neck?
it was like moving around. Yeah, it looked really weird.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't think they could exert too much force, I'd imagine, on that soft, oil-filled sack, basically. So, but I mean, when they're pushing me around, I don't think it was hard for them.
Yeah.
Like when they're tipping me, I was trying not to let them roll me over, basically, because otherwise I would have just flipped over on my back. So I think they're testing it, though. They're seeing, if you push this thing around,
Yeah. Well, we see that with the kayaks as well.
Yeah.
What about somebody had asked if they thought you were in distress?
See, I thought that too, if it's trying to prop me up out of the water or
but
something.
I'm like, I'd give them too much credit.
Yeah. Well, I've heard in an aquarium, a beluga whale assisted somebody and pushed him to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know, I think they're smart enough to know if you're having troubles, but I think he was just, because first starting off hitting me in the legs and pulling my legs sideways and stuff, and then he was just getting more and more comfortable. I think they know your legs compared to your head, right? Like in your hands and stuff, and that maybe they're in more danger if they come up close where you can grab them. Like, so they kind of test the waters and then slowly work their way up until all of a sudden he's like, they're underneath my arms. It felt like, when you see people riding dolphins on, like, holding on to them.
Yeah, I know. Or you almost had one under each arm.
Yeah.
That's one point.
You just go limp kind of and then let them just push you around, and they shove up underneath your armpits, and then, that is nuts.
I mentioned that as well, that like you haven't made any motions to like attract them
No.
or like try to touch them or anything. It's all been just them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've just been starfish the whole time.
Yeah, like I said before, just similar to when you go scuba diving, the best form or whatever scuba diving is, you just keep your arms at your chest. It also helps you with like neutral buoyancy, and you're not flailing around and stuff like that. You maintain control when you're like that, but it's also just so you're not you're in a threatening position, or you're not tempted to grab things, or you're not accidentally gonna bump stuff. So that's all I thought, and it seems like, I mean, as non-threatening as you can look, is just sitting stationary. And they liked it. There
is like, as soon as you jump in the water, you do have to be typically you do have to be patient with them and let them get used to you.
Yeah.
And usually that means that they'll kind of bugger off and then come closer and like take a look from afar and then come closer and closer, depending on the whales. Some whales will just be like, check him out, I don't like it, and then they leave.
Yeah.
Or like they'll cruise by and then just keep going.
Yeah, I also think, because they seem like more and more were coming, because all of a sudden they just swarm under you.
Well, they'd be communicating with each other too, right? And being like, oh, what's going on over here?
Yeah. And I also think animals feed off your energy. I always say that, like with dog owners, like just, they're part of training a dog is just, the energy you're throwing out there, right? And then they respond to it. And like earlier this year, look at that one rolling over, this fin poking out. earlier this year having the whales, you know, bite the camera and stuff, and we've had some like really unique experiences with them, and I think it's just part of like, I don't know, just putting that energy out there, and I don't know if things can pick up on it or what, but I think that's definitely helps. No, I thought asking if I was concerned that they'd drag me down or anything. I felt one like biting at my leg. I didn't think it. They don't pull
like your
on
leg
it.
or your foot or
My leg, and it felt like I couldn't tell if they're biting my foot or just hitting it.
Yeah.
But no, they're like, you don't ever feel pressure. You can tell that they're kind of biting it, but you never feel pressure. You can barely, through the neoprene suit, you can't even tell there's teeth. Like you just see, oh, it's biting my arm, but they're not even close. Like the most gentle. I just think they're really smart animals. And it's, you know, like just, you know, what we say out here, we're concerned, we don't want to harm them, we don't want to cause them stress, we don't, nothing like that. It's like almost like what they're doing here. It's like, okay, go view them, but don't cause them stress, don't get them worked up or scared. Just, okay, you can bite them, but just really gentle, just give them a nibble. Don't bite them hard because you might get scared.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I was saying when you were in the water, like, it might, like, you're being swarmed by whales right now, and it seems like it might be dangerous to be like in the middle of the pod, but I was trying to demonstrate how gentle they are, and they're very smart, and they know what they're doing. And
like I feel like too, if it got squirrely, generally, like from what I've heard, they give you warnings, right? Or like not just beluga whales, but any animal, like you kind of get the vibe, all right, maybe I shouldn't be in the water, but there wasn't a moment in there where you thought, oh,
well, beluga whales are hardly predators as well. Like their hunting pattern, they're not like aggressive hunters. They're more opportunistic eaters. So that style, as opposed to an orca, which is like more of an aggressive hunter. And then what was the other thing I was thinking of? Oh, just well, I mean, also, just being around wild animals, but having those belugas coming. Well,
they're following us.
Closer.
That's the other thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're not chasing them. They're following us. So that's their choice. They can go off and do whatever they want, but it's not like we're stressing them out because we're chasing around the estuary.
Or cornering them or anything like that. Yeah,
so
that was what I was going to say.
Free, but right when I seen the calves too, I thought, oh, they're totally comfortable, because if they're doing that, if the calves are coming right underneath and they're okay, like they're coming to check me out. It was only happened a couple times, but I was like, oh man, they're digging it. Yeah, they're happy. Oh yeah, I made lots of noise the entire time. My voice almost feels like it's strained. And I just repeated the exact same as like, da-na, da-na, like just up, down, and they're like, for sure they're mimicking it. And they've said beluga whales are known to mimic noises. So they're one of the more vocal species of whales, and they're known to like, and you kind of sensed it. It wasn't identical or anything like that. I don't think they're like a parrot, but you can kind of catch their and they're making, it's weird, the noises too, like when you took a moment to just soak that in, because they were going crazy. They were going so nuts. I bet you like people at home too, like you'll have to let me know what you guys were seeing on the underwater cam and just how much noise, because it was so loud.
Like I couldn't even tell if because I don't know how to turn it or anything. I didn't even know if it was on or anything.
Oh yeah, it was just on that speaker, but we might have had it turned down. I did hear the speaker happening, but it was so loud under there at times. Yeah. So like maybe what I'll try to do, I'll talk to cam ops and see if it's possible. Like I'll try to, I don't know, I'm terrible with this stuff, but if I did get any good video, to like give it to cam ops and see if they can post it or something or whatever, just so people can kind of see what I was seeing, what it was like under there. And we did have one fall on us.
Well, it makes me wonder about the like just as we were setting up the tow rope, and I was like, oh, if we set it up on that side, we'll be able to see you.
Oh yeah.
It's like, just imagine what that would have been like.
Yeah, I wonder if it could have went back that far. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what the visibility would have been with the camera, and I also don't know the angle to point it at, but
yeah, no, I'm like, I don't know, I still feel like, oh, could I toughed it out longer in the water, but you just get cold.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, and it's like you have to You have to get out at some point, I guess.
And you would have like I would have set the ladder up if you needed it, but you would lose your strength,
Yeah.
right? Like after a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was crazy. So, we're past our time here right now. Man, I'm just gonna be talking about this nonstop for the rest of the time we're on the water, the rest of the season. So I'm sure you guys will be sick and tired of hearing it by the time we're done the beluga season.
Oh.
I'd like to experiment now for next year though, to try to get back in the water and just see, you know, because I thought my theory too is that they recognize the beluga boat after the entire summer.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're just puttering around, we got things on the boat that kind of set us apart from other ones.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to get lots following us, so I figured maybe they're familiar with the boat, and now they're like, oh, look at that.
For sure they would be. Yeah.
What's towing behind the beluga boat today?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so we're gonna head in now. I'll try to get that video. I see a comment here about Jurgen letting me know how to do it. So yeah, I'll try to get that figured out. I'll check it out tonight. But thanks everybody for tuning in and for the awesome day. It's something totally different from anything we've done so far this season. Had a awesome times. Thanks Jocelyn for coming out.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, and hanging out and doing that for me. I really appreciate it. That was super, I don't know, I'll go home and I'll try to think of more descriptive words that I could use. But
thesaurus.
yeah, thanks to Cam Ops too, appreciate it. And yeah, I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow. Just trying to think our time tomorrow. I'll just take a quick peek here. Yeah, we're gonna battle in the current, or if you don't mind there for a quick second. So we'll be on the water 9:15 tomorrow morning Central Time. So I hope to see everybody there, and we'll do some more chatting and hopefully have some more good whale action. I'm waiting to hear on a guest for tomorrow, so I'll let you guys know about that as well. And be sure to go to the Cape North and Cape South cams. Once we're off the water, those will be going live. And today, nice and clear, might be a good day to go check out the Aurora cam too over at the CNSC. So awesome. And I'm gonna check out. We'll see you guys tomorrow. If you have any more questions, I'll try to sign on today and I can do my best to answer a few of them. But until then, we'll see you tomorrow. So I guess I'm just going to help them anchor a boat here. So I got a few more minutes if anybody, I understand if cam ops, you know, they got maybe scheduled for other things. But yeah, if we're still online and anybody's got any questions, then got a couple more minutes. Yeah, no, Jocelyn seems like she had a really good time. Happy to see that you guys enjoyed her out on the boat as well. That's always good. Sounds like she did a really good job, so that's wicked. But no, this is one of those days that for sure just you won't forget. First off, I mean, there's no way that those moments will be forgotten at all. Also, just I don't know. It's so weird having those sorts of experiences. You know, like especially having spent this much time out with the whales so far this summer, just on the boat. We talked a little bit about how, you know, the difference between, you know, viewing them from the boat compared to being in the water, and yeah, it's just a entirely different experience. But I mean, both are equally amazing. I've had a fantastic time being the captain of the boat here for this whole summer, this whole season. I'd really looking forward to next year. I mean, regardless what happens, I'd still like to come up and do be out on the water with the belugas if I can. So yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of absorb what happened, I guess. Maybe I'll have more insight, but right now I'm sort of just trying to figure out what happened out there. Like just how I got so lucky. I mean, we were talking about it. I'm not sure if we were online or not, but considering the conditions, you know, choosing this day, sorry, of all days to be out on the water, and then going out and finding that pod or that group of whales out of all the groups out there, like I mean, it was in the jackpot. I might go buy a lottery ticket now because that's pretty much what just happened as I won the lottery. So I'm happy you guys had a good time too. I was wondering while I was out there what this was all looking like to you guys at home, and actually I think it worked out really well even after the visibility went down, just because since the whales were so close to me and coming into contact with me, that way, you know, I think hopefully it was easy to see from the above water cam. And it's too bad I didn't have my GoPro the whole time, but I think I had it on for like 20 minutes or something while I was in the water. I just find myself wishing now that I could have been in longer. I guess I should also just be happy with what I got, but it's just tough to leave, you know, like those whales, they showed no signs of getting bored or sick of me, and I wasn't even remotely close to that point either. It's just yeah, getting pretty chilly. That water's not warm. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to go look, and Buckeye Bob said there's a few shots of me with my head above the water smiling. I'll have to go check out some of the pictures. I'm gonna be curious to see them. Hopefully I can get some of the video too from the above deck. I think that'd just be cool to see, or cool to have. I have to try to organize more days like this, I think, for the future. That was just too much fun. Good. Just going to pick up Jocelyn now. She just anchored a boat. Kind of spun a little bit.
Fallen in yet this year. So
Running
out of opportunities to do it.
Yeah. Do you wanna move back here? Or do you get up there?